Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE NXT October 23rd, 2019 review. This was the biggest load of shit to end the fucking show. Here's the reason why. And by the way, I have this headset on because it does have a microphone. So I thought I'd maybe try doing something that will improve the reviews here and give you guys a little bit of a better sound and so forth. Hopefully it does make it sound better. Please leave a comment down below about that if you guys did enjoy listening to me with the headphones on with the mic. Hopefully it improves the sound quality as I talk to you guys and you can hear me better. Simply because I've heard other podcasts, and I think a microphone would probably work out a lot better than just me talking directly to the phone and hoping the phone hears me. So, here's the situation I didn't like about NXT last night. They have Fin Balor turn on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa to end the show. Now, granted, this heel turn was very shocking, very surprising, but it really shouldn't have happened here. Should have happened at War Games. Really, what should have happened was we should have seen Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Fin Balor, and an extra partner added to the mix. Maybe Velveteen Dream. Throw him in there since he's part of the whole situation with the Undisputed Era. And have a 4-on-4 War Games match for the pay-per-view. Then, at that point, we should have seen Fin Balor turn heel in the main event of NXT TAKEOVER War Games. Boom. Right there. That's your pay-per-view. That's your ending. That's your surprise heel turn. And there you go. Instead, we got this heel turn now. Right on NXT, which probably garnered no extra viewers. They probably lost viewership. And nobody gives a fuck about NXT right now. The reason why is because they are a WWE network product. They are something that was created through the network by WWE, and it can be watched at any point in time. It can be watched the next day afterwards. Granted, it's at 10 o'clock at night, so you got to stay up till fucking 12 o'clock in the morning, but still, it is a WWE Network program. This should not be on television or get it to be what it is, a television show, and get it the fuck off of Wednesday nights. Because NXT is being compared to AEW, which gives NXT no fair shot at doing anything on the show. Secondly, AEW Dynamite was the original show that was supposed to be on Wednesday nights. So NXT should have not worried about competing, and I don't think it was NXT per se, it was more Vince McMahon himself that wanted NXT to compete against AEW. Now, I've mentioned this before previously on other podcasts, or reviews, I should say, because I don't really have a podcast yet, but I'm going to start getting one at some point. I will get the kit and so forth to make these videos sound better. But at the end of the day, this show has no fair chance of gaining viewers and getting enough to make it legit. These viewerships do not matter. And the reason why is because it just isn't real. People are going ahead and watching this on the WWE Network so that they don't have to sit through commercials. They don't have to miss AEW Dynamite. That is the truth and everlasting truth. Fin Balor had no reason to turn heel yet. This should have been done for a pay-per-view type of event in War Games. That's how this should have ended. Instead, they did it at the end of NXT. Complete and utter trash. I'm sorry, I think the ending was surprising, I will admit that, but it was at the wrong time. This was an opportunity that could have been used at a major pay-per-view, such as the TAKEOVER event for War Games, and that's where it should have been conducted in and occurred in. So that's just my feelings on that. Leave your comments and opinions down below on that. First match right out of the gate was Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. This matchup was a solid matchup nonetheless, and Bianca Belair loses the match as she should. She was the person that should have lost, and she did. She loses by getting hit with the Riptide for the pin, and Rhea Ripley gets the 1, 2, 3. And that's how the match ends. After the match, Ripley stands tall and covers as fans cheer her on. We go to replays, and Candice is on the stage applauding Ripley as she poses. And Ripley actually, or Candice LeRae, came to Ripley's rescue because Shirai was going to interfere in this match and cost her the match all around. And she manages to save her from getting that loss. Then we get a match with Matt Riddle versus Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes and Matt Riddle was a okay, decent match, but thank God Matt Riddle won this match, and he mounted an offense, hit several of his signature moves to get the pin and the win in the middle of the ring. And that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much a straight-up, one-sided, kick-ass match. Cameron Grimes looked okay, but he wasn't great, in my opinion. From there, we had the Breezango and Isaiah Scott face the Forgotten Sons. This matchup was awesome. Isaiah Scott is a fantastic talent, again, performing in a fantastic matchup here where he shined amazing. He was amazing. He perfected everything he needed to do, and they call him the Swerve for a very good reason. He is fucking unreal. Entertaining shit. He was the freaking star of this match, hands down. The Forgotten Sons, I believe, Isaiah Scott and Breezango, Tyler Breeze and Fandango get the win here. With Scott ends up leveling Blake with a huge kick to the head for the pin to win. And that's pretty much it on that. So we also go to the ring, and out comes the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Lio Rush. He hits the ring and poses for the fans. Morrow says Rush will be joining them on commentary back to the commercial. And that's where we get this. Back from the break, Killian Dane is somewhere standing next to the fire. Dane is wrapping tape around his fingers, and he says that Pete Dunne tried to break his fingers last week, and now Dane is going to break Dunne. And that was pretty much it. We had Angel Garza versus Jack Gallagher. Jack Gallagher, my God, we haven't seen him in God knows how long, unless he's been on 205 Live, and I don't think too many people watch that show at all. I sure as hell don't. I will be the first one to admit that. Angel Garza and Jack Gallagher was a solid matchup. Angel Garza does pick up the victory here. He hits the hometown of Monterrey and covers for the pin to win. And that's how the match ends. This matchup was very solid. Good action overall. Nothing on this card was bad. If you're looking for pure wrestling, it had that completely. The problem with NXT that I don't understand is they're not producing storylines leading into the pay-per-view that they're going into in November. It is almost the end of October, and they have yet to have one major match announced for this pay-per-view. And that is troublesome because I don't remember them ever doing something like that. That is completely out of character for NXT, and that bothers me a lot. Which is why I'm pounding the shit out of NXT right now, because I'm not impressed with this show. This show has not been storyline building. It has been wrestling at its finest, I will admit that, but it's not storyline telling. There's nothing being told. There's nothing being moved on through the next show. And that is a big fucking problem. NXT never used to do this shit. I don't know if it's because they moved to 2 hours or because Vince McMahon wants them to compete. So they're worrying about competing more than just trying to build a story among characters. The only thing they got going for them is really the women's division is solid right now. They are building story with them. But the rest of the show has not gotten any story built into a matchup. That is a major fucking issue. So we got Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai facing Maria Shafir and Jasmine Duke in a tag team matchup to determine the number one contenders for the women's tag team titles. Now, thank God they're having the women's tag team titles defended on NXT. I would have liked it better if they would have made that part of the NXT TAKEOVER War Games card. That would have really worked for them because they need a fucking card, for God's sakes. This is a joke, this card. There is nothing on the fucking card yet. God almighty, this company needs a freaking facelift or something. Or get rid of the old man already and get lost. This show sucks. Really, it fucking does. So, we go to the ring, and out first comes Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. The winners of this match will challenge the women's tag team champions Asuka and Kyrie Zane next Wednesday. Out next comes Marina Shafir and Jasmine Duke. The bell rings and Duke immediately levels Kai with a huge kick for a close 2 count. Duke takes Kai to the corner for the double team as Shafir tags in. Kaya looks to turn it around, but Shafir keeps control and knocks her around some more. Duke comes back in and hits another big kick for a close 2 count. Duke yells and talks trash to Kaya after a big kick to the back. Shafir comes back in and keeps Kaya grounded with an armbar. Very good tag team wrestling by Shafir and Duke, but things developed. Kaya finally gets the big tag eventually, and a big pop for Nox. This has been a really fast-paced match, pretty much non-stop, and Nox unloads on both opponents and hits a big crossbody to Duke, but Shafir breaks the pin. Kaya takes out Shafir with a bicycle kick. Duke goes to put Nox away, but it's blocked. Nox comes right back with the shiniest wizard to Duke for the pin to earn the title shot next week. Good matchup. Very solid and very good. I will go on to say this. This had a reason to be on the fucking show. Now, my issue is why isn't this title match not being on the freaking pay-per-view? Get some fucking matches already put on this show. This is a crying shame. This is ridiculous. So after the match, we actually had Kyrie Zane and Asuka appear on the big screen. And if you didn't notice, Kyrie Zane looked a lot different than she normally does. She looked like a match to Asuka. She looked like a heel. She really portrayed the heel character gimmick very decently. So I mean, that was freaking unbelievable that they managed to pull that off. Um, we get an announcement that Oi Shirai and Candice LeRae are going to face each other next week. Cameron Grimes is going to face Tyler Bate because Tyler Bate interfered in the matchup. Or not interfered, but Cameron Grimes punched Tyler Bate in the face. And the Kabuki Warriors would defend the tag team titles against Nox and Dakota Kai for next Wednesday. Oh, my leg fell asleep. I'm sitting on the floor looking at my computer and looking at the results as I report all this to you guys. So my leg's kind of asleep, so this is kind of a pain in the ass. But I'll get through it. So we get a triple threat match for the North American Championship with Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic, and Roderick Strong. This match was very good. Very, 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 very good. If they were to know for a fact that Velveteen Dream could not compete for the North American Championship, this match would have been perfect for the NXT TakeOver War Games match card. Bottom line. This was a fantastic standout matchup. Very intelligent wrestling strategy by Roderick Strong. He was very intelligent. He picked a spot. He found the place where he should nail it. Let these two guys tear each other apart, which is what Nigel McGuinness actually mentions during his commentary in this matchup. And he states it very well because it's the truth. If Roderick Strong would have tried to compete against both of these guys at the same time and try to get in the middle of this war between these two, he would have lost this match easily. So he had to go ahead and stay outside the ring, act like he was hurt, and then pick a spot and nail his finishing maneuver on one of these two opponents and get the pinfall for the 1-2-3, which is exactly what he did. Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic were the stars of this matchup. They did all the leverage work of this match. They killed each other like they've done in the previous matches leading up to this one, and they were fantastic as well. They shined, they looked great, but then Roderick Strong picked the right time to come in, hit a flying boot to the face, and get the 1-2-3, and I believe that person was Keith Lee that ate the pinfall. Give me a second to take a look here. Hits a flying knee to Lee's face, and then Strong goes right into the pin to retain the title. And that's how that match ends. At that point, the rest of the Undisputed Era comes out. We actually get to see Roderick Strong defend the title by himself with no outside interference. He did it completely on his own, which was very good by NXT to allow this to happen, making Roderick Strong look great and look like a strong champion instead of a pussy. Then the rest of the Undisputed Era comes out. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish come out. They're standing there celebrating with Roderick Strong, being very proud of him and what he did on his own. And then out came Tommaso Ciampa first. I thought Tommaso Ciampa with a fucking crutch was going to kick the shit out of all four of these guys by himself, but that did not happen. Johnny Gargano comes out, and then Finn Balor comes out. And the three of them have a stare down with the rest of the Undisputed Era. Now, I was expecting one more person to come out to give us an insight on what to expect for the future of the NXT War Games main event. Unfortunately, that did not happen. As I already mentioned, they go ahead and they have Finn Balor turn heel, attack Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Kind of hinting, but not going all the way with it, that Finn Balor has joined the Undisputed Era. Now, Finn Balor being added to the Undisputed Era, I think would be great. I think it would be fun as hell to see him part of a faction, but Adam Cole or Finn Balor would have to go, and Adam Cole would have to be the one to go. They cannot have Finn Balor and Adam Cole under the same roof. They are both, to me, leaders of a faction. You cannot have Finn Balor and Adam Cole coexisting as faction members. These two guys do not belong together in a major faction. They have to be leaders of their faction. And I'll tell you what, if they're going to have Finn Balor part of the Undisputed Era, they need to get rid of Adam Cole and put him on his own. In which case, I'm sorry to say, guys, but I would not go with Adam Cole not being part of Undisputed Era. I would keep him with Undisputed Era. He is the franchise of the Undisputed Era. He is the reason why the Undisputed Era is undisputed. Period. This guy has put on some amazing matches in the last 2 fucking years, and he continues to thrive as a champion, carrying the NXT banner on top of his back, and carries that brand with pride. The only other guys that will carry that with him is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Finn Balor, yes, but Finn Balor is already a big name within the company. He already worked in NXT. He's had some humongous credibility to his name as an NXT wrestler. So, I mean, he's not really needed. I don't feel that way at this point right now, unless he would have been a major face. But this heel turn is very shocking. Where they go with it, I don't know. But him being part of Undisputed Era and not being the leader of a faction, it doesn't work for me. I don't really agree with it. I don't see him as a lackey or a playing second fiddle to Adam Cole when he's been the longest NXT World Champion. So, I mean, this would have to be like a Rock impersonation of the Nation of Domination type shit, where he comes in, he goes, becomes part of the Undisputed Era, and then takes Adam Cole's spot and kicks him out of the group altogether, and that's pretty much it. But I wouldn't do that. So where they go from here with Finn Balor is a complete mystery, which makes it good, but it should have been done at the War Games pay-per-view, not at an NXT show. That's just how I feel about this. Anyway, leave your comments and opinions down below. Hit the like button if you liked the video. And hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching. And I hope you have a great night, guys. Bye.